You're quick.
A good thing, too.
Why you wearing a mask? Were you going to acid or something like that?
Oh, no, it's just they're terribly comfortable. I think everyone will be wearing them in the future.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 acting performances by athletes.
You close, my guy.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
I'm sure I'm invisible.
Hi, Drax.
For this list, we'll be looking at the greatest movie performances from popular and professional athletes, no matter the sport. We'll be ranking the list based on the quality of the performance itself, not on the popularity of the movie or the performer. We'll also be including both former and current athletes, but no martial artists, as that will be its own list. So, which athlete do you think gave the best acting performance? Or, better yet, who gave the worst? Be sure to leave a comment down below with your thoughts. Now on to the top 10.
If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out the full song at the link below.
Number 10, Michael Jordan, Space Jam.
Bugs Bunny.
You were expecting maybe the Easter Bunny?
You're a cartoon. You're not real.
Space Jam is the Who Framed Roger Rabbit of sports movies, and it is both glorious and endlessly silly.
This place is a mess.
Meth? You're worried about a little meth? There's nothing here a little spit shine wouldn't fix. Spit shine!
NBA legend Michael Jordan stars as himself, and to the surprise of mostly everyone, he was actually really good. Acting with cartoon characters is a challenge, of course, but Jordan also had to contend with big screen legend Bill Murray, which is a tall task for any actor, let alone a basketball player in his first acting role.
That's a nice pass, man. That was a great stretch for the basket, too. You know, you really got some skills. You might be able to play in the NBA. Thanks, Mike. I'll probably quote you on that. But I'm going to take this opportunity to retire from the game of basketball.
He also wasn't afraid to make light of himself and his questionable performance in Double-A baseball, which was always good for a laugh.
Good cut, Michael. Good cut.
That was a strikeout, Mike? That was a good-looking strikeout. Real good. I mean, you look good when you strike out, man. When I strike out, man, it looks nasty, man. At least you look good.
Jordan's performance helped make Space Jam a children's classic, and it undoubtedly turned many kids onto professional basketball. Number 9, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, Fast 5.
Here's what makes sense.
The Rock has enjoyed a steady and prosperous acting career since 2001, when he appeared as the Scorpion King in The Mummy Returns. And while he starred in a few decent movies throughout the 2000s, it always seemed like a novelty. We were still watching a popular wrestler act in action movies. That all changed with Fast 5, when Johnson entered the Fast and Furious franchise as Luke Hobbs.
Yeah, real tough. You turn around and put your hands behind your back.
I don't think so.
Your mistake is thinking you got a goddamn choice, boy.
Following the wild and surprising success of Fast 5, Johnson would star in a string of popular and acclaimed blockbusters, becoming the biggest movie star of the 2010s.
Dodge, head slam, throw through ceiling.
With his performance as Hobbs, audiences finally bought The Rock as a genuine actor, and he became the Dwayne Johnson we know today. Number 8, Roddy Piper, They Live. Roddy Piper was a popular wrestler who performed in the WWF and WCW throughout the 80s and the 90s. In 1987, writer-director John Carpenter met Piper at WrestleMania 3, where Piper defeated Adrian Adonis in a hair versus hair match. Carpenter reportedly believed that Piper had a life that other actors didn't, so he hired him as protagonist Nada. Piper brought a certain coolness to the role, and many of his scenes have become classics. For example, his hilariously droll delivery of the iconic bubblegum line, and his alleyway brawl with Keith David, which is considered by some to be one of the best fight sequences in movie history.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
It's tough to act under John Carpenter and alongside Keith David, but the inexperienced Piper pulled it off.
Brother, life's a bitch. She's back in heat.
Number 7, André the Giant, The Princess Bride.
We face each other as God intended. Sportsmanlike. No tricks, no weapons. Skill against skill alone.
Apparently, the late 80s were a great time for wrestlers to get into acting. André the Giant, real name Andrei Roussimoff, was a fan favorite of the WWF and also appeared in WrestleMania 3, where his fight with Hulk Hogan served as the main event.
You're quick.
A good thing, too.
Why you wearing a mask? Were you burned by acid or something like that?
Oh, no, it's just they're terribly comfortable. I think everyone will be wearing them in the future.
Roussimoff did a bit of TV acting throughout the late 70s and early 80s, but his most popular work is that of Fezzik in The Princess Bride.
You were supposed to be this colossus. You were this great legendary thing, and yet he gains.
Well, I'm killing 3 people, and he got only himself.
I do not accept excuses. I'm just going to have to find myself a new giant, that's all.
Don't say that, Vinnie, please.
His is one of the most charming performances in a movie chock full of them, and he lends the film a very warm atmosphere that few other actors, professional or otherwise, could accomplish. And by all accounts, Roussimoff was just as much fun behind the camera as he was in front of it.
Fezzik, are there rocks ahead?
If they are, we all be dead.
No more rhymes now, I mean it.
Anybody want a peanut?
Number 6, Ray Allen, He Got Game. While He Got Game didn't make a lot of money, it is often considered one of Spike Lee's best movies. Denzel Washington stars as Jake Shuttlesworth, an inmate who convinces his son Jesus to play basketball for the governor's alma mater.
You know, if you're gonna go to big state, I mean, is that like a finalist or the Final Four for you?
They're in my top 10.
Lee considered many basketball stars for the role of Jesus, including Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady, and Allen Iverson before deciding on Ray Allen.
Oh, don't get mad. You just wanted Tommy to be a good sportsman, didn't you? Ball up. But you wanted to jump shot, dumb?
Allen had never acted before, so working with the likes of Spike Lee and Denzel Washington should have overwhelmed him. But 8 weeks of training prepared him, and Allen respectably held his own on screen alongside the Oscar-winning Washington.
You get any of them letters?
Yeah, I got your stupid letters. I tore them up, too.
What about Mary's?
I tore those up, too.
His performance was widely praised by critics, including Roger Ebert. Number 5, Kevin Garnett, Uncut Gems.
What's going on with you, man? What's up? What's up with the... What's going on with you? Did Amari have fucking time on the clock?
No time on the clock.
Come on, you're waving him off like it was an...
The entire plot of Uncut Gems revolves around basketball star Kevin Garnett, his strong spiritual connection to the opal, and the seemingly magical effect it has on his performance. Put simply, Garnett has a lot of heavy lifting to do.
That's a sign for that I need this. That's what this is.
Bro. I better make sure my nigga good, bro. It's fucking glass, I'm telling you. It's a lot of weight you were
That's a
putting.
sign. I need this. I need this from you.
It's not for sale. I can't sell it to you.
What you mean it's not for sale?
He also needed to share the screen with the likes of Adam Sandler and Lakeith Stanfield, but Garnett makes it seem effortless. He displays a wide range of emotions, including wonder, jovial friendliness, and deep frustration, and his characterization allows the audience to sense the opal's majesty and power.
This hasn't been straight since I came here. You understand?
Why are you saying that?
Since I brought the opal, it's just one thing. You know, I come back over here, I brought it back. Howard, I brought it back. I didn't have to bring it back. You understand?
And that is very important indeed, considering its importance to the story and characters. Number 4, Dave Bautista, Marvel Cinematic Universe. Dave Bautista is a pure physical powerhouse, wrestling under the stage name Bautista and briefly dabbing in MMA in 2012.
Finger to the throat means death. Metaphor.
And while he dabbled in acting, his breakout role was that of Drax the Destroyer in Guardians of the Galaxy, a role he would continuously re-inhabit through to Endgame. And unlike other martial artists turned actors, he didn't even have to do any martial arts in the movie.
Okay.
See, you just told everyone your deepest, darkest secret.
Dude, come on. I think you're overreacting a little bit.
You must be so embarrassed.
This is one of those perfect casting decisions that result in fans wondering if anyone else could have possibly portrayed the character. Bautista inhabits Drax from his immense physical frame, to his naivete and blunt forwardness, to his hilarious deadpan delivery.
But my movement was so slow that it
It's imperceptible.
No.
I'm sure I'm invisible.
Hi, Drax.
His comedic timing is impeccable, and it allows him to fit snugly in among far more experienced actors.
How the hell is this dude still alive?
He is not a dude. You're a dude. This is a man. A handsome, muscular man.
Number 3, Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator. Schwarzenegger has been a prolific actor for so long that most people forget that he was a world-famous athlete. Schwarzenegger was a professional bodybuilder, winning 3 Mr. Universe contests and 7 Mr. Olympias throughout the 60s and 70s. His first big role came in 1982 as Conan the Barbarian, but it was the Terminator that made him a world-famous star. Schwarzenegger exuded pure villainy, and he could make something as simple as walking down the street look menacing. It's an incredibly hard task for an actor to come across as legitimately scary, and Schwarzenegger pulled it off without much speaking or emoting.
Get out.
And the speaking he did do was eerily terse.
So, which will it be?
All.
I may close early today. There's a 15-day wait on the handguns, but the rifles you can take right now. You can't do that.
Wrong.
In short, it's one of the greatest villain roles and performances in movie history.
I'll be back.
Number 2, LeBron James, Trainwreck. Trainwreck stars Amy Schumer as the hard-partying Amy Townsend, who is assigned to write an article about a sports doctor named Aaron Connors, played by Bill Hader. One of Connors' closest friends is none other than the hilariously cheap LeBron James.
Oh, here they are. Who? Did you just drive 40 minutes back here to look for your sunglasses?
Yeah, of course. You think I'm gonna give Sunglass Hut another $30 for these? You crazy?
James had done a small bit of acting prior to Trainwreck, but this was his big screen acting debut. And what a debut it was.
I'll come when I have the time. I just don't have the time right now. I'll come when I have the time. I've just been really busy.
You visit me in Miami all the time.
Yeah, but that's Miami. I mean,
what's the difference between Miami and Cleveland? It's the same.
James is one of the high points of the movie, serving up countless laughs with his incredible comedic timing and line delivery.
So, like, you get butterflies when you hear his name?
Excuse me?
When you look in the clouds, do you see his face? Do you hear his name when you listen to the wind?
Never in a million years would people think that LeBron James could match Bill Hader in a scene, but now we all know better.
yes, you are my bitch, LeBron James. But not really, not really. You gotta admit, that was a good shot, though. Come on, man. I scored on LeBron James. I'm never playing basketball again. Lunch is on you, buddy.
Where you going, Aaron?
Woo! Aaron.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few other tour de force acting performances by athletes that deserve some honorable mention love. Jason Lee, Chasing Amy. Professional skateboarder Jason Lee showed off his award-winning acting chops.
This relationship is affecting you, our work, and our friendship. And the time's gonna come when I throw down the gauntlet and say it's me or her. Then what are you gonna say?
Vinnie Jones, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Professional soccer player Vinnie Jones began his acting career in this Guy Ritchie classic.
Mind your language in front of the boy.
Jesus Christ!
That includes blasphemy as well.
Mike Ditka, Kicking and Screaming. Football player Mike Ditka holds his own against Will Ferrell.
You really don't know who I am, do you?
You're right, silly idea. I just need some help, and you're such a great coach, and my dad's gonna be riding me all season, so I just...
Oh. Your dad? You mean I get to coach against your dad?
Terry Bradshaw, Failure to Launch. Former quarterback desperately wants Matthew McConaughey out of his house.
We need time after Amy had passed away, Trip. And who knows how much time is right. Huh? Is it 2 years? Is it 6 years? Then I ran into Bud and Bev Nestor, and they'd worked with Paula. And their son is really happy now.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Airplane. 6-time NBA champ secretly moonlights as an airplane co-pilot for some hilarious reason.
Wait a minute. I know you. You're Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You play basketball for the Los Angeles Lakers.
I'm sorry, son, but you must have me confused with someone else. My name is Roger Murdoch.
I'm the co-pilot.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Carl Weathers, Rocky. Mostly everyone today knows Carl Weathers as Apollo Creed, Rocky Balboa's nemesis turned best friend. But before Rocky, Weathers was a professional football player. He played for San Diego State, the Oakland Raiders, and eventually the BC Lions of the Canadian Football League.
I think you could spend your money better in Canadian publicity.
By the way, Apollo, I've got a couple of friends up in Toronto who'd probably be able to get you a pretty good tax break.
He eventually retired in 1974 to pursue acting, and just 2 years later was starring as Apollo Creed. Weathers crafted arguably the most memorable villain ever depicted in a sports movie. Apollo is confrontational and grossly arrogant without being outright hateful, and Weathers expertly toes the line through his performance.
Shake hands now, come on, fight.
Put your hands up there, chump.
It helped launch Weathers' successful movie career, and before long, everyone had forgotten the whole football thing. He was a natural on the screen.
We have a split decision. Judge Walker, 8-7 for Creed.
So, do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're a fan of the song playing right now, be sure to check out the music video for it right here.